and festive edition of Good Morning Tone Town. I'm your co-host, Super Danger.
I am your other co-host, Tom Butwin. Hello.
And now we're going to hit the wonderful, the best chord in the world, an A chord.
No trim on this, unfortunately.
Oh, what's that guitar?
This is a Framus 12-string, famous for John on the Help album. But I've got a premiere guitar video coming up with this as well as a 6-string version of it, and it's cool. One of those guitars that's like, it's not for everything, even the 6-string version, but it's like very, very vibey. It will inspire you to do things you otherwise would not have done, but it's not going to be your like main go-to acoustic. So
it was on the Beatles Help album.
Yeah, so they used it on. You got to hide your love away for sure.
Oh yeah,
and then there's a couple other tunes, but I mean, there's some like famous pictures of, and this is obviously the import recreation of what was a famous guitar, which apparently went missing for a while, and then they found it, and there's like 2 or 3 photos of John Lennon and George Harrison playing it. So,
what's the price on that guy?
That's a great question.
Less than $1,000?
Oh yeah, it's affordable. I mean, like Framus makes some pretty like expensive stuff, but this is definitely on the more affordable side. I have to look, but it's like maybe $400 or $500, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Mahogany. That mahogany back looks like pine front.
What's the mahogany alternative is Sepile. S-A. How do you say that?
I don't know.
Sepile. All these words in the guitar world where you read them and you never have to say them, and then all of a sudden you got to say it in a video, and you're like, I don't even know how to say that. That's
Alnico.
Alnico.
Keith, what's up, brother? Happy Friday. Welcome. Good morning. Tone Town wishes you a very good morning.
Absolutely.
And actually, to everyone out there, we're extending our heartfelt invite. If anyone's going to NAMM, we'll see you there.
We'll see you there. That's right.
Oh, baby. Should we do Good Morning Tone Town from NAMM?
Oh, absolutely. You kidding me? I'm gonna do, dude. We have so many things to do. I'm doing Everything Mayer, my John Mayer fan podcast from NAMM.
Right.
I'll be doing some of my own stuff. I'm there with Premier Guitar, and then we got to do.
Are you performing?
As of now, no, I'm not performing.
All right.
I would like to at some point, but I am not. Just talking and playing.
Are you doing any panels?
No. I mean, like attending maybe.
Attending, yeah. But are you doing Premier Guitar panels?
No, it's just a bunch of content they're going to be creating, and I'll be hosting.
Copy that. So, I'd like to talk about a huge gap in the market.
Let's do it.
And that's guitar amps. And I'm going to go into specifics what Fender and Marshall I think are not they're missing, but they're missing a huge opportunity. There's a pile of $1 billion on the table for them right now. Maybe not $1 billion, but there's a pile of money on the table. And the divide is between, and I saw this because I used to work in telecom. The divide is between the old guard and the new guard, and there's no bridge between them. So you can see in like their product strategy, the guys who've been building amps for years, like are not talking to the guys who came up new, and they're like, this is what the market wants now, but there's actually a middle ground where the money is. But first, let me tell you the things that I want out of an amp. This is what I would love out of an amp. And Rev guitars, Rev amps, I'm sorry. They're the only company that I think comes close. I want a guitar combo. I want it a 1x12, and I want it to be. I don't want it to be an American voiced. I want it to be British voiced.
Okay,
because that's easier to EQ. And then I want the panel to be able to be removed in the back, so either a closed back or open back. Really easy, right? It's really easy to manufacture. I want ability for silent stage, so I kill the speaker without damaging it, obviously, without having to bring an attenuator. I want a built-in attenuator, so I don't want a master volume. I don't want a post-phase inverter master volume. I just want an attenuator like Tone King does. And a lot of every boutique company in the world can do it. I know these guys can do it. I want built-in spring reverb. Don't need an effects loop. Doesn't matter to me to have a built-in effects loop, because I can figure it out other ways. Okay, maybe they want effects loop. I want line out for silent stage. I want line out for like recording, right? I want built-in IRs with added room noise. I can add like a room dwell. I can add. I want, just a 12AX7. I want a solid state rectifier to keep it tighter, and then 6v6, and that's it. I don't get why that is not a thing. Like that, how come I can't have a combo that can do all those things?
I'm trying to think of the Rev lineup and how close they get to that.
They're all heads, right? They don't do combos. So it's like now again, like I want to grab one handle, and that's the only handle I'm touching until I get to the gig.
And it does everything.
Yeah. Like what is, like, if they sold it for $2,000, that would be like I think one company does make that. Rivera. They have a combo I think that does that.
All that? Are they that like future?
They have like two notes. They have like two notes built into it.
Okay.
Sean, good morning, brother.
Morning. Good morning, Sean. But you want like the legit tube preamp stage.
Yeah, I want a tube amp that I can attenuate. Like, what's going on here?
Are we starting an amp company? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, Steve, welcome.
Morning. Well, I mean, maybe this is, I don't know. That's I don't know. I mean,
is that unreasonable? Like, that's not unreasonable, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it's totally doable. But like, okay, so I mean, it's not a British voice thing, but so the Tone Master Fenders that we've talked about, not tube amp, obviously, but I feel like they get relatively close, and not the style of amp you're describing, but like functionally,
right?
Do you think they don't because Keith, we'll have to look that amp up. I'll look it up in a second. Do you think they don't? Is it just they don't believe that there's a market for that? Is that what it is? It's not worth it.
No, this is my thought, and only because, again, like my past experience. So usually when you have an old division, right, a legacy division, and for all the guys listening, if you work at a company that is older than 20 years, you'll know what this is, especially if you're in manufacturing. The legacy department, so old heads, so boomers to like older Gen X. They've been working there, and especially if they came up in electrical engineering, like they came up through Caltech or they came up through Stanford electrical engineering, right? There's a mindset that they have because they're really smart guys, incredibly smart, and they're very driven and they're very focused. But they will put up walls around, you cannot change what our product is. And their product manager or director of sales, or director of marketing. So like if I'm in Marshall, right, and I'm head of Marshall's like legacy amp division, my whole job is I have to make sure none of that is threatened by cannibalize from new products cannibalizing it, and none of that is changed, because then I have to explain to all the engineers who are grumpy, who are legacy, and they're rightfully protective. Now we have to change our baby. And so what happens in these companies, and it's not just music, it's any company in the world, anything that's manufacturing, you're going to run into a head game. So the new guys that you come in, so CEO goes, okay, I just talked to our legacy amp team, and they were so grumpy. And I tried to have a brainstorming session with them, and all they gave me was a bunch of attitude. I tried to whiteboard with them, and they said no. They laughed at my face. And the CEO knows he can't push back because the legacy amps is what makes the brand. This is any company. So he goes, okay, I'm going to hire a new guy with a new vision to create something that doesn't encroach on this, because this is good and this works. So I need to make something like the Tone Master series, or I make something like, wait for this at NAMM, Marshall announcing their new digital amps, right? The new CEO's been talking about it forever. Digital amps, their version of a digital amp is going to be, I hope it's good, but I'd be shocked if it's good. Because Strymon and UAFX has already cornered the market. Like ToneX to a certain degree, but Strymon and UAFX really just like, they've said, like, if you want to do digital, we do it. We got it done. And so the new guys have to decide, okay, like what's our R&D, what's our delivery time? And they're going to be given specs and a market from someone who doesn't work on a legacy side. Don't take our legacy customers. Find new customers. Obviously, you have to grow as a company. So there's like, I need to go into a new market and find new customers. What do these new guys want? And it's all sorts of stuff that none of the mass, the fat middle of the bell curve of amp players want. Because it's all, they're chasing the tails.
Mhm.
Guys, in the middle, there's a sack of money sitting right there. That's my theory.
Your theory. I think, I mean, my gut reaction to you saying Marshall digital amps is like
Right.
not good. So, and and it's, oh, they already nailed it, Marshall DFX. Yeah, I mean, it's a battle for a legacy brand like that. I mean, I think Fender is. I don't know how successful they're being with the Tone Master thing. I'm not really sure. I mean, it seems like maybe they are. I don't know how
Okay,
they're selling.
Keith is absolutely right. The Rev D25 is literally what
Looking
I
at
just
it too.
it's literally what I just described.
It's close. It's very close. It's very
Close.
close.
It's close.
It's got digital reverb. It's an open back. You can't take off a panel and switch that. But I mean, like, other than that, it's got cab sims in it. It's got the line out. Let's see. You've got
At a V30, that's fine.
it's currently back ordered on Sweetwater, so that means something positive's happening there.
5-watt power attenuator.
Virtual cab. Yeah, there you go. Look at this. I mean, it's
got almost everything that I want. So we're looking at
almost.
the Rev D25, guys.
Almost.
Their combo. It says 3 left in stock for this. The seafoam green, boy, that probably wasn't the color.
Oh, they got another color. Oh, I didn't see the other color. Look at that color. That's a vibe, as the kids say.
So,
well, I think your point's still a good one, though. I mean, Rev, nothing. Maybe they're not the most.
I should hit them up. Oh, they have a G12. Oh, G12 V30. I'm sorry. Because Sean Tubbs helped voice it, so I should check that out.
I've done a couple things with PG. It was a Rev head that was really cool. It sounded really good.
I played it, and I like the Rev head.
Yeah,
it's a nice front end thing.
Which one it was, but I mean, this is kind of it. It's kind of it. It's kind of what you want. You gotta get one.
Now I gotta buy this thing. I mean, I'll talk to Sweetwater, see if they want to do something just for me to test it out.
Yeah.
Because, like, imagine this: I go to Fender's website, and it's the 59 Bassman, and this is what I posted on my page last night. I'm like, why isn't there a Bassman that is like the baby Bassman, where it's power scalable, but it's actual tubes, like a 1x12, or like they could have like the, what would you call it, the modular series or something, you know what I mean, where it's like, it's not gonna be like that, but like we took the tone stack, we took the preamp and the power tubes, probably had to change the power tubes to like 6v6s for lower, so it's not like 50 watts, and you put in a 1x12, and so you have like a 1x12 Bassman with an attenuator. They know how to make an attenuator at Fender. You know what I mean?
Right.
One that doesn't sap the energy. Now, the only other thing that kind of is like this is the Fryette Power Station, where the PS2, but that's a attenuator. It's not a combo amp. It's a tube powered attenuator. So like you can theoretically use that as like a buffer between any tube amp, any preamp, and send to your speaker. But again, like I want to grab one handle and I'm
For one
done.
stop
That's
shop.
it.
Yeah. There's something to be said for that. Walking into a gig very simply and confidently and knowing that you have the piece of gear to adapt to any situation, you know.
Right. Imagine like walking in with like the 18 watt or like a blues breaker amp, but being able to attenuate.
Yeah.
Like awesome.
Yeah. And
And a line out. Like
yeah,
what's
the in out capability is huge too. Like that's and then yeah. And it's a consistent thing too, because it's like I find, I've got like there you show up with you end up with all these different setups, some of which maybe you are more comfortable with, some of which you like more than others, but then certain ones only work for certain situations. But to be able to have the one thing that you've dialed in, you're comfortable with, and you know that, hey, if I got to kill the speaker, I can kill the speaker. I'm good.
right.
Same mindset, same workflow. If I want to mic it, I can do that. If I want to do both, I can do. It's and you just walk in and you're rock solid with that. And it's
Sorry.
go ahead.
Quilter's Cub though has so much functionality in it.
It
You
does,
know,
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's close too. I mean, well, I'm trying to think of what it doesn't have that you listed on there.
ported speak like a speaker. Um, again, it doesn't have built-in IRs,
True. Yeah, you're
and
locked
it's
in.
obviously it's solid. It's solid state.
It is.
And so I'm just saying for the market, it's like listen. I enjoy. I finished recording the Cub the other day. It sounded great. It was rocking and ripping in here.
Yeah.
But it's like you could get that in a like why would Fender and Marshall just leave that on the table? It's just so weird to me. Because all these boutique builders do make amps like that. Someone brought up the the E8 no, what is it? The uh car amps. They make a 60s basement that you can attenuate down to 0.5
Mm,
watts. It's
yeah.
$3,000, but there'd be a way to make something similar to that for Fender with
Yeah.
their economy of scale. You could make it probably for like 1,500.
So XLR out versus quarter inch. That's I mean, the quilter. I wish it had an XLR out, and maybe I can ask why they chose not to put that on there
For the Cub.
for the cup. Yeah, for the yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah. For some, there are others that have the XLR out, but um, it's
Maybe
not
there's no
that.
room.
What's that?
Maybe there's no room like in
That's I
that.
mean that's essentially what it is. I remember the Steve Sterlacci, my Line 6 and digital floor modeler expert friend. Go follow Steve also, by the way. I think he actually talked to the guys at Line 6 about like, hey, why don't you put XLR outs on the back of the HX Stomp or the HX Stomp XL? And it's literally just form factor.
It's
That's
so
what it is.
much wider.
Yeah, and it balancing. You throw a DI, you're fine, like whatever. But I mean, it is one of those things where it's kind of nice. We're just like mic cable, back the amp, we're good, done.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but it's a deal breaker,
What I mean, I'd love to build something like that one day.
It's the versatility though, because you asked me. I think you asked me in the text message like, "What's your dream amp or whatever?" And it's like at first I'm thinking like, "Oh, what's the thing I can't afford?" Or would never buy, just practically speaking, for financial reasons. But then it's more than that, because everything you just described is really functionality driven. You want it to sound good, obviously. You want it to have a particular character, but like all the features that you described it's all functionality, type stuff. Where it's not because I was like, oh yeah, two rock traditional clean, like yeah, okay, great, but it's like what but it causes me more problems than it solves. Like
Right
the
now, I
amp,
got 100-watt head, and it's 80 pounds. Like,
what am I doing with that? Like, all I'm not now. I'm just mad that I have to deal with all those things. Whereas your suggestion actually is like making my recording, gigging, practicing life easier.
right.
Yeah. So
And
I
it'd be
like
cool
that.
to have two different, like an American voiced one and a British voiced one. No, you could do
So
that.
yeah,
And make it so you can swap out speakers easily, right? Front panel can come off if like instead of backloading it, so you got to take off the chassis. Like
Yeah.
make all these things where it's like a modular, a thing that's just like easy to make and sounds good and it's functional. Obviously, the
Yeah.
digital side makes it tricky because that is those things can digital stuff can break and it's really hard to repair. So whatever. Okay,
It's all right.
you
I
had
like
you had some things that you wanted to bring up, so let's hear your.
Okay, well, as I like to ambush you with things and not prepare you,
Yeah.
as you're so kind to prepare me with what we're talking about. All right, so I've got two gigging gear pet peeves, and we'll start. I want to know your thoughts, and I'll start simple. Clip-on tuners, highly functional, but when left on the headstock, how do you feel about that in a performing scenario, whether it be in a video or on stage?
Um,
And I'm not talking low profile. I'm talking like the big snark, circle. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I mean, like aesthetically, it's no good. Like the head of the guitar is really important. We're talking like aesthetics here. So
Right?
if you can get the one that sticks off the back, the
Sure.
where it goes like that.
Yeah. Well,
If
but
you
that
can, but sometimes you can't help it. I mean, I have the ones. Here's my issue: is the ones that I have from Diodario. They only fit on certain, like they don't fit on PRS heads.
dude, no PRS never. Like it's flying off. It doesn't work.
I
So
have to
I'm
like
just
put it like right at the nut, and I'm like
it's a
running
real
into it
pain.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I saw, was it Steve said no go on the
Yeah,
on the
right, Steve. Like it just
It's a no
doesn't.
go. It's a no for me. I mean, you can't. I've had this discussion so many times, and I get the functionality, and it's like, so this. I mean, this guitar, it's a 12 string, doesn't have a pickup. Like, it's a dude. Tuning this is, I mean, tuning any 12 string. I got to have a clip-on tuner, or I guess I could use one on my phone. But like, gigging wise, it's like, shouldn't you have like a pedal tuner or a mute function on whatever you're plugged into?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. There you go. And it's like it just bothers me. I don't know. I can't get past it. I can't get past the clip-on tuner on the
Although
headstock.
I think I had a clip-on tuner on at my last. Oh no, I didn't. I brought my mini board. Never mind. Yeah. It was at a
So
label showcase. I was like, wait, did I have it on when Sony was there? I'm like,
and you know what? No one cared. No one cared that you had it on. But if I was there, I'd been like,
no, they were
guitar's
like session guitarists there, so they probably cared.
I mean,
They're probably like, what's
well,
this guy doing?
but that being said, I mean, I've seen people who I mean, I could never even hope to play as well as they play with clip-on tuners on the headstock. So, um, living room acoustic, kids guitar. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of utility to them, but I think they should exist. Like, hey, if you're in the studio and you've got like, I mean, like I just did a video with this. Like, it is not easy to tune, and also with the strings that are not stretched from that. I mean, like it took forever to get this thing into a place where it was going to be stable, and I had to have something. I couldn't have my phone resting on my thigh the whole time trying to tune it. So there's a time and a place. Okay, second pet peeve. Now this one I allow a lot more leeway because guilty I'm guilty of this as well, and I don't think it depends on the scenario. iPads on stage.
Depends on the gig.
Depends on the gig. So I will say there are times where it is absolutely necessary. There's no way around it. Got to do it. But if possible, don't.
If you can't now, in Nashville, almost every cover band has a 4-hour set. So it's kind of like, yeah, like you can understand, especially when people make and requests is a big part of the revenue. So
Yeah.
someone will throw literally $100 bill. They'll be visiting from wherever. They have some money to
Yeah.
blow. They're thrilled to see a band. They'll throw 100, play X, Y, and Z song, and you got to play that, and you got to play it nice because it's $100.
Yeah.
So you pull it up. you listen to it for a second, and you leave it, and you have to have it on your, because you can't, because what's worse is singing from a phone. I've seen
Oh,
that, and I'm like,
it's
at a
bad.
wedding. I mean, at a wedding, like reading a speech from your phone too. Like, get
That's
out
bad.
of here.
See,
Like, I'm
so
carrying by his cummerbund and the silk lapel of his tuxedo, and I'm launching him into the
ouch,
lake, and all the
ouch,
swans fly away. And
done.
I wipe my hands, and I'm leaving.
Took care of
No,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Don't worry, everybody. I took care of it. We're good.
And
He's
everyone's
gone.
crying. What did you do? You ruined the wedding.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, so Sean, yeah, the stigma has lightened quite a bit. I mean, but I think Alex is right. Like, I mean, there are times where just the gig itself, you just don't have a choice. Like, you have to do it. You have a 4 hour block of material. There's been times where I've hired guys to back me up, and it's like we have like maybe 5 rehearsals, and there are very specific arrangements and parts and charts, like, I mean, and it's like, yeah, I mean, as much as I would love for everybody to be in the moment on stage and something like that, I would much rather have you play the stuff that needs to be played, properly. And there's a way to do it too. I think it depends on like the stand you have it on, where you have it placed, your demeanor on stage too. And the reason why I brought this up is like, there are times though where it's like, I think it's completely egregious, and you, for example, if it's your original show,
Right.
and you are performing your original music, and you've got one of those like 12-inch iPad Pros mounted to your mic stand to the point where it's like, this is all anybody sees in the audience. I'm like, that,
You gotta.
throw a lyric sheet on the floor, write it on your hand, do something subtle, but that can't happen. That's it. So
Because there is something charming about sheet music, you know?
sure.
Like seeing the piano player licking his finger. Oh man, a little frantically
So
looking around.
so two sheet music stories, and then we'll move on. But
Yeah.
I'm guilty of this. Like, back in the day when I was, back in the day when I was learning my, 4 hours of solo acoustic covers, I had a binder with paper lyrics in it, and it became a crutch though, because and that's what really, I would see photos of people who come to see me play, and I have this stupid binder there, and I'm like, dude, you've been playing the songs long enough, you know the songs, get off the book, like, as far as that goes, get comfortable with it. Like, at first, sure, couple lyric sheets if it's a new tune, fine. And that was my time for change. But there, speaking of sheet music, we had a gig once outside and had this great piano player with us, and it was a lot of my original tunes. So, and again, 2 rehearsals, like, I'm not expecting this guy to learn all my stuff. It's not like we're going out on tour. It's a one-off gig. Poor he had a binder. 10 seconds before we're about to start, drops the binder, music all over all of it. And this guy is like, he is top tier. I have no business being on stage with him. He is like, I mean, so just an incredible,
Right.
first of all, incredible dude, great artist in his own right. But I was just like, what? So
Like
there you go.
walking up to stage.
He's on stage. He's on stage.
Oh.
Just fell, and then like just paper everywhere. I mean, it was insanity. So anyway, let me see some. I'm missing all the comments here about my lyric thing here. Okay for lyrics. Okay,
Wait,
lyrics.
Steve says no for lyrics?
Steve says no. It depends on the gig though. If you're in like a corporate band and you've got the set,
Yeah.
you've described your experience there. Like, okay, if you're like a sub and it's your first gig and it's like, yeah, I got this call 6 hours ago and I'm up here like just making it happen. Okay, fine. But if it's like, your main gig, I mean, you gotta lock in. You gotta learn the songs. So
I guess like so like and Steve, I agree like I agree in principle, but you'll see a lot of bands on here where they have a set list of like 300 songs, 500 songs, and sometimes they'll call stuff and they won't be using it the whole set, but it's like someone will call a song, the MD will call a song, be like, what's that again? And they got to look at some of the lyrics because
Yeah.
what's worse than the iPad is not knowing the words because that'll kill the crowd. So
That
I agree though, it's not ideal. If you can
it's not it's not ideal.
memorize it.
And again, like to truly, it just depends on the gig. And I get it. Sometimes there's just you have no choice but to rock the iPad or the lyric sheet. It happens. But I think I saw somebody mention like eventually it does become a crutch, and that was my scenario where it's like I knew the songs. I knew the songs, but it's like, well, I gotta have my binder. I gotta have it. Like, no, you don't. Like, get out there, get out on the limb. You've practiced, you've rehearsed, and then you can truly perform. Like, if you've got it,
Right, because you got to let it go there. Right.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like, it's just that next level of. But then all bets are off if you have a gig on Broadway in Nashville, and it's your bread and butter to be like, hey, they want to hear us play X, Y, and Z. We can do it, but I gotta reference something
Right.
to get this $100 bill off the stage.
Right, yeah, it's a check. It's a predated check. So, now I will say this too, like some people, I learn things very quickly, and it's one of the things that's helped me get good at music, and I didn't have to. I've cheated my way through because I relied on my memory, which is great. Some people, I know some amazing musicians that they honestly can't remember anything. Now, I've never met a singer who can't remember lyrics, but I've met a lot of guitarists and piano players that cannot remember a chart, and they're great.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just so maybe there are. I mean, I'd be really surprised there's a singer who can't remember lyrics if they play the same set all the time. Like that's
Yeah.
like Steve. If you're playing the same set all the time, like the same like 100 songs, like you gotta know those lyrics.
Yeah. For me, like I have a hard time. I think it's habit though. I think it's a habit you develop. And I think guys or girls who who are amazing musicians who have a hard time remembering things, maybe they just I don't know. I mean, everybody's different, but I think maybe they're working so much that they just it's like, something comes in and the next thing goes out because the next thing comes in and they're just, it's just that flow that they're in. Lyrics for me are a lot easier to remember. Like if I have to remember spoken things like a piece of copy or lines or something like that for me is a lot more difficult. When I have to remember lyrics that are part of the song, like for whatever reason that the melody, the rhythm makes it a lot easier to remember the words. But if I just have to give a soliloquy or read copy about the famous Hootenanny. By the way, Hootenanny. It's called the Hootenanny. How did I skip over that? That's the best part about the guitars. But anyway, so yeah, I feel I have a lot more leeway on the iPad thing or the prompter. Well, so there's something. Almost every touring act, you have a prompter on stage now, but it's like Billy Joel's got it hidden in his piano shell. It's
Yeah.
you got it masked in a floor monitor cabinet. And it's like I get it, I understand it, fine, but at least that is like part of the set, and it's not obvious, and the people who are using them are not like just glued to
Yeah.
it.
All right. I'm
So
playing like Candy Crush as they're
yeah,
singing a song.
you're doing a live stream from Tone Town on your floor prompter. But
Now,
I won't bend on the clip-on tuner though. That I won't bend on.
yeah, yeah.
Too many good options out there to not do that.
Right. What are you doing this for? What are you doing to yourself? Because, well, whatever. We've already covered that. Real quick, I want to go back to what
Yeah.
George asked about learning acoustic. True Fire, honestly, like any True Fire course on acoustic guitar will solve that. They have. I'm going through a Josh Smith one right now, and it's so good. It's so helpful.
I'll have to check that out. Play Neon by John Mayer on a 12 string.
Do it.
Dude, it took me so long to get this thing in tune. There's no way that I'm dropping this to a drop C.
I wonder if I could do it on a Jaguar.
Sure, why not? It'll be a little floppy, but that'd be kind of cool.
I haven't played this in probably 20 years. I'm not gonna do it. That's like all I got. I'm trying to remember by ear.
It's a memory. Go, right?
Like I know the chord structure. I'm like, sorry, nailed it.
Nailed it.
We just lost 20 viewers. What?
They're like, I came here, your knee played perfectly, and I got nothing. And now Alex's guitar's out of tune. It's a hootenanny.
I mean, Alvin, I'm sorry. I don't know that song very well, but it's really fun.
It's a great party. It's a great party trick song. That's for sure.
Oh, Alwyn. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Not Alvin. Alwyn.
Close enough.
But thank you for the request.
Yes.
The sky blue gets dark enough. Because you know what that song reminds me of, right? I'm like in the dorm, right? Because it came out when I was like, and so I'm like thinking about that girl that I was like trying to flirt with, and she was flirting with like some senior, and I was a freshman. I was like, damn, she's like neon, you know? John Mayer gets me. I just got shot down again by the same girl.
It's so good. That's wait.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Playing thing. I know. You know what's funny though is that one's damn near impossible to play and sing properly at the same time. But Edge of Desire is another one. Go try to play that and sing. Or Belief. Those are sleeper ones. That it's like you wouldn't think they're that difficult to play and sing at the same time, but Neon's almost, I'm not gonna say easier because it's not easy, but it just makes a little more sense. Like the other ones are like, dude, it's just ridiculous. So that's why I don't do a lot of John Mayer covers, believe it or not. St. Patrick's, dude, yeah. Sean, absolutely. I've been meaning St. Patrick's Day, I've been meaning to learn that song for 20 years. And every time I sit down to start, I'm like, I know 9.5 of the 37 chords that are in this song, so I'm not going to do it.
Dude, that song I do know.
You do? Oh. Yes. Oh, it's so good.
That's what it is.
Right?
Yeah.
So good, man. I mean, it's like he had something to prove with the chord progressions back then. And I love it. Oh, yeah. For your friends, Tom. Yeah. I'll watch it. Teach me.
Alan, I'm a senior right now, and even after learning the live in LA version, I'm not pulling as much as I thought I imagined. I gotta say this, Alan. I did not understand women until I was severely depressed. And then I understood women because I stopped. And now I will say this too. Dating women now seems like a dangerous game.
Yeah.
When we were younger,
times were simpler.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about, you weren't competing with the entire world for her attention.
It's true.
You weren't competing with theoretical men in a theoretical city. They don't even exist, abstractions of men. And not even a literal, you at least knew who your competition was. You're like, that guy?
Right.
I'm like, can you do the mashed potato? Can you do the twist? Do you love me?
Even as a married man, you don't understand women. John's right. He's right.
He's right. No, okay, let me reframe that. I didn't understand how to talk to women.
There you go.
I didn't understand how to create interest. That's really what it is. You're selling, and you're selling, and you're trying to create interest. You're not interest about you. but interest about the idea of being with me. You know, you have to deal in abstractions. You can't deal with like the literal.
John said he gets in trouble for things that happen in her dreams, which is really funny.
Yeah, well, that's every married guy.
That's really funny. That's
You were
so
mean.
funny.
Yeah, you were mean to me last night in my dream.
Ah,
God.
sorry. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, all week. Yeah.
This is awesome. This is awesome. Oh my god. Tyson, welcome.
Welcome back, brother.
You're not late.
Yeah, you're right on time. You're right on time.
You're always
God,
you're right on time in Tone Town, baby. Always on time. Well, I didn't have anything else to bring to the table. That's all I bring to the table today, Alex. Is my 2 gear pet peeves, and a moderate at best contribution to your amp idea.
I just feel like, again, there's money on the. I mean, like, think of the innovation on pedals, the innovation in guitars. They're bending over backwards to make minor changes because one guy left one comment somewhere. They're like, "Yeah, we'll make that pedal."
Right.
It's just like these, and now I know the R&D is lower and the
I think
and the products are, but like you would think,
Yeah.
I'm like, right, like computers, interfaces, literally everything in the world, microphones, like you can get insanely modular like Lewitt's distance measuring microphone to eliminate polarity or to eliminate what's it called, proximity bias. Like insane technology advances in microphones and interfaces and preamps. And the only thing that Fender and Marshall refuse to want to touch is their amps. Like, we'll make digital ones. And everyone's like, that's not what we said. Like,
but they look like the other ones.
They do. They really do.
Oh, wait. That was what I was going to ask you. What do you want that dream amp that you just described to look like?
I mean, I'd like it to look like a lacquered tweed.
Okay. So classic look.
Yeah, lacquered tweed. I don't. I want it to look. I don't want it to pretend to be something else, but I just want it to be fit in. I don't want it to stick out. I don't want people to be like, "Wow, what's all the." There's probably a cool way to design it, and but just having it be a sleeper amp, I think is a cool thing too, because it's not trying to be a new voice, right? It's not a new voiced amp. It's not like an amp like, wow, no one's ever thought of it. It's just like, let's just take these things and jam them in there, and this is a utility amp. So make it, if it was on stage, it shouldn't look out of place.
Right. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. I had an experience with Fishman as far as what is it? Can't get this chat to stay up here. I have to keep hitting it. That people sound line check. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So there's a lot of etiquette when it comes to
Fender headphone jack. Go to hell.
Headphones? No. Always.
And so, and here's another thing that's funny to me. So when you're designing the output stage of any amp, of anything, that from 0 to 40 dBs, that's where people want to hear. They want sensitivity there. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able. I don't want it to be like I turn a little, it's 30. I turn a little more, and now it's at 60. You're like, wait a second. Like, there's shades in there. That's always. And now I understand it's probably very difficult to get that taper to go the right way. I'm sure John can speak to that.
Yeah.
But it's it's something where I'm like, that guys are asking for bedroom level stuff. Like you see that. I bet you see that in every feedback email you get, every support interview, when people send back product, it's because it was too loud. Like, again, it's sitting. Who is that? Mojo Tone. They will not accept. They sell their Tweed amp pre-built, and in huge letters, we will not accept returns if it's too loud, because people were sending it back too much. And I'm like, It's on the table. It's sitting right there,
Right.
staring at everyone.
Yeah.
Or why doesn't Fender sell an attenuator?
Oh, there you go.
Like, why doesn't Marshall sell an attenuator that has a built-in effects loop and a built-in line out? That's it. You're done. You can just have that as the thing that, again, like the Fry Power Station solves this. But like, why not have that in it? Oh, it's
Right.
just so you know what I mean? Like they can make it, and they can make it look like a reverb unit. You know, where it sits on top.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. I
That'd
like
be
that.
very cool.
Yeah, because you get over that aesthetic barrier and block that so many of us have. Where it's like, well, that doesn't look like it should be there.
Right? Yeah. Like, why does he bring his PC? Why did he bring his PC?
So Sean, PC,
Right?
yeah. We do loud, yeah. Now it goes to 200, 5. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, John. If you, I mean, we did give Quilter lots of credit as like getting to like 87% of Alex's dream amp.
I was creating an amp where I'm like, this will solve every problem I've
You
ever
did.
run into ever.
It was, but you know what though? It can be done because so like I live a lot in the acoustic world, and Fishman used to make the acoustic amp that would solve every problem in the world. And I have two of them. I got like their tower and then the combo version of it, and it had, post effects and EQ line out, pre line out, individual line outs for each channel before EQ and effects and volume and all that. It had headphone outs, quarter inch in, eighth inch in, multiple channel, multiple effects, everything, right? We'll make your Homer Simpson dream card. Yes!
I need at least 8 cup holders, right?
Yeah. And the horn has to play La Cucaracha. You have to have a button. Yeah, you got to have a button on the amp. So if I hit that button, foot switchable, by the way, foot switchable, please, to be able to play La Cucaracha at any point in time. But then Fishman, they like the new versions of those amps don't have all those things. So it's like, I got spoiled to having my one size fits all solution. So it happened in the acoustic world. It can happen in the electric world. We're making the Tone Town signature amp, foot switchable, car horn, buttons, and whatever else we need.
Yeah. All right, like,
be able to charge
and then and the same exact storyline would play out. We built this amp in conjunction with Good Morning Tone Town, and it sank the company. You ruined me, John. A photo of John choking me at the ceremony where they're unveiling it. Well, I'm like, and you waving to the crowd as I'm being choked.
Danny DeVito, right? It was Danny DeVito on that Simpsons episode?
Yeah, fantastic performance. What a performance.
I'm looking up the car.
I love when he redrew it.
Oh, it's so good. It's awesome. It's not gonna be able to see it, but there's Homer.
Right. Closer. I need to. Don't show your face. Just like all the way up there. That's like it was such a funny design.
But that's Alex's. This is Alex's amplifier right here. Just everything he demanded is right there. I mean, it's yeah. That's so funny. Amazing. So what company are we gonna tank with this idea? Let's pick.
Yeah, right. Who's willing to ruin their relationship with the distributors, their manufacturers, and their customers, all in one fell swoop.
Yeah. Sean, I'll have to check out that acoustic amp you mentioned for when my Fishman amps finally die.
Tone Town t-shirts. Yeah, we're gonna create a separate channel for Tone Town, because I will say this: every time I do a Tone Town, I lose followers, which is really funny. So I gotta put it on a separate channel, because every single time I've done it, it's like
yeah. And this is at the beginning of this, when we were talking about how to do it, and we discovered that my channel is not like connected to this in any way, even though I'm like broadcasting from it. Initially I was like, it kind of sucks, but now Alex is just like getting hit with all of the terrible things.
Yeah, maybe it's not so bad. No, you keep hosting it.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep going. Yeah, that's good.
Well, yeah, you oughta.
No, because then everyone's like, "Who is this guy?" They don't even know who I am. They have no idea. They're like, "That's cool. Alex has a friend that he's talking to." Because I'm nowhere to be found in any of this. It's just my head appears, and then it's you and I
The
talking.
Wizard of
But not for
Oz.
long. Not for long. We're taking this. We're taking the Tone Town on the road to another channel, higher production value, theme songs, uh, custom amplifiers that play songs for you.
T-shirts for sure. Good morning, Tone
Oh,
Town.
sure.
Special teams guitar player is going to be one of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. My claim to fame. One of my proudest moments on the internet.
One of the best lines that you coined. What was the other one? Tone Gulag.
That was you.
Tone
That was you.
Tone
That-
Town. I went to the Tone Town Gulag and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
right. Yeah. It's funny. After you use that word, like it's one of the, I forget what they call it, but it's like I started seeing the word gulag everywhere. I'm like, all of a sudden, all of a sudden,
Synchronicity.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Special
yeah.
teams guitarist. Yeah. I mean, that's a good shirt. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a great trend. You should have it
Sure.
be like a not like a sports jersey, but you know what I mean, like in the block
Kind of.
font. Like,
Yeah. That collegiate kind of.
yeah, but like have it. We could actually my butt. So my I used to work in menswear for a long time, for like 10 years. So I have a manufacturer that can make a great one and give it like the stripes on the sleeves
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do like a heavyweight American made
Nice.
sleeve. It'll be
Love it.
very cool.
I'm into it.
We should put numbers on the back too.
Oh, definitely. What would the numbers be though? What would the numbers be?
59,
12AX.
59, 12AX7, yeah. 6L6. Oh wait, what if it was 6v6? That'd be so funny.
That's kind of cool.
That's actually looks cool too.
Yeah. John says 13. Potato plug into a multi. Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah. What's with the potato thing? Why do I get so many comments about potato? I could plug a potato into that and it would sound good. Like I get that comment like 5 times a day.
Because don't you remember? I was talking with Nino about this yesterday. More synchronicity. The old science experiment. Did you do this in middle school?
Yeah.
You
can power the light bulb. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, and you guys want me to eat this?
Right. So play something. Here's a question. We should do a whole episode on your favorite music movies at some point, because mine is That Thing You Do.
Oh, that's mine too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
For real? How are we not talking about it?
It's literally mine. Yeah, I'm like, that's the best.
Don't even talk about it right now. We're gonna save it because
we'll do that next week.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll do best Christmas song.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do top 5 Christmas songs, and we'll go back and forth.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Should we do plugs? Should we
Paranoid?
plug
Okay, this guy wants Paranoid.
Request hour.
Hold on, Paranoid coming for you. What's your name? Vas Theo? John, I have so many things plugged in. It's like it's awesome. Insanely loud.
The command center that is Super Dangerous Studios. I only know the Britney Spears Crossroads. I've never heard of that other Crossroads. Is it good? I've never heard of it. Yeah, it's probably good.
Crossroads is the one with Karate Kid guy, and he plays. It's him versus Steve Vai at the end. Another great movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, international shipping to the APO. Absolutely, yeah. We'll work that out. We'll figure out a way to make that happen. If not, we'll just get on a plane and bring it to you.
Yeah, I've been meaning to visit my fatherland. So
there you go.
Which is I found it's actually technically Austria, not Germany, where my family, the Meyer name originated. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Now we did talk. Tom. Oh, not me.
Wait, what? What am I being forced to watch at NAMM, John?
Yeah. Oh, you'd be forced to watch Crossroads. It's so good. Yeah, Ralph Macchio. It's so good. You're gonna love it. It's like Karate Kid, but with guitar. It's like
Okay.
you're
Gotcha.
gonna and he
No,
plays this
I'm familiar with
insane.
that. I'm familiar with the movie. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I thought I was gonna have my eyes toothpicked open to watch the Crossroads Britney Spears music video, and I was like, hey, I'll keep them open myself. It's fine. You don't have to force it.
Are you sure you don't want me to watch the Britney Spears one? I'm like, did you want to watch it?
I will.
Oh gosh, I don't know, guys. You have a popcorn in your head. Also, John, I think I'm gonna make it to NAMM too, so I'll hit you up after this.
Oh, you guys have no idea the fun that will be had, and the Tone Town. Good Lord, can you imagine the Tone Town possibilities?
Yeah,
live and in person. Could be the first time Alex and I get to do Tone Town together in the same room.
Maybe the only time.
Maybe the only time. That's not true. I mean, I'll come back down, but the show may be canceled by then. Who knows?
Right? Yeah.
You know?
Cease and desist. What?
What?
From who?
From everybody.
There's like 100 people listed here.
Yeah. Why
My mom.
Mom. I get Seth MacFarlane all the time. Me. I'm told
That's
that I'm
great.
That's not a bad thing. I'll take
you know, I get Jimmy Fallon, and I'm like, okay, so my studio's only on the second floor, but I think it'll do it. I'll jump out. It might work. If I land face first, that might end it.
What did I say? I said Chris Chelios, the hockey player. It was like
oh yeah, Chelios.
Like 48 hours into spending like 48 hours of spending time with Alex in person. I all of a sudden I'm just like, you look like Chris Chelios. That's who it is. That guy. Good thing. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. I guess I mentioned in one of my videos, but someone was like, you look like a cross between Michael Jackson and Seth MacFarlane, and I was like, that's
which Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson Man in the Mirror?
He didn't clarify. I should have asked.
Or
I'm sure he's still watching my channel. You know, whoever left that comment. John Hamm. There you go.
I'll take that. That's so much better. Jimmy Fallon. I was like, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna take John Mayer's new strings and string them around my neck.
No.
Oh, that's the last thing I want to talk about. Stocking stuffers.
There you go.
So all the guitarists, this is what you're gonna tell your wife. You're gonna tell your wife, I want really nice guitar strings. Because I gotta say, like, having a nice guitar string, it's really great. That's what I think. I think that's the best stocking stuffer for any guitarist.
It's a good stocking stuffer. What's
under $50.
What's your string of choice?
I still love Diodario 10s. Like I love them. They work so good for me.
Yeah.
Otto Goldie couldn't make it today. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Which ones did
he had a meeting.
I said the Diodario 10s. That was my wife.
Taking notes? That's good. That's awesome. I've been on the Stringjoy train lately. Stringjoy, man. That's where I've been at.
Actually, okay. The balanced 10s on Stringjoy are insane.
They're great people there. And I love, John, I love the half sizes. I have some 9.5s from Stringjoy on my Silver Sky right now. I'm locked in. I love those. Absolutely.
I gotta do. What is it? What is it? What is it? I don't know that song very well.
Can I say something?
Master!
The iPad that I'm on, for whatever reason, doesn't show me the chat unless I hit the button. So I had no idea that someone requested Metallica, and all of a sudden, you just started playing Master of Puppets, and I was like, "All right, we're going to Master." I don't know why, but we're going to play Master of Puppets now. So
Now, I
thank
will
you.
say, whoever requested that, I've never played that song before, so just cut me some slack. That was by
I think
ear and by
great.
memory, so
I
I
think it
had
was
to.
great. I'm a big fan of the half sizes on the strings. I've tried 10 and a halves, but who am I kidding? That's too much for me. Tens, tens is great. Tens is great, but the 9.5, depending on the guitar, feels great. Like the 9.5 on the Silver Sky feels perfect. I've got tens on my 330, and they feel perfect. It just depends on the scale and the guitar. Whatever. It's not all the same. So, but String Joy, I've been digging String Joy, and they've been kind enough to let me try some strings here and there. I'm not being paid to say that, by the way.
But you should be.
I should be.
Actually, so I saw another interesting thing about YouTube sponsor. Oh yeah, Michael Westbrook talked about sponsored videos. You know
Okay.
Michael,
I don't.
and he's got a great channel, great guitar. He's been doing it for a long time, and he was saying something like he was reading a lot of static about people saying, "Hey, like just another sponsored video." I'm like, this guy puts out free videos, free IRs all the
Yeah.
time. Like, do you want him to make money or not? It's just like such a weird. I'm like, why?
It's
Like,
like it'd be like
YouTube
watching.
is an advertising platform in general.
Right.
Like, what are you
It'd be
talking
like
about?
watching your favorite sports team or show, and it's like, just another sponsored Detroit Lions game. Like, it's like, yeah, obviously. Like, yes, it is. Like, how do you think this is all happening? At
Well,
some
like
point,
you can get like
you know,
so just ask for your money back then. You
right?
know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like that's Psionics Audio whole thing. Lyle, he's like, if you don't like the video, you can just ask for your money back.
right.
That's
How much
like
you
it's a
get for it?
free friggin' video, you dummy.
Yeah,
Anyway, I think it's so crazy because like you and I, like next year, dump truck full of money, backed right into our lawn. It's gonna happen. I can feel it.
that's right.
I can
That's it.
feel
Feel it. I'm gonna own
it.
that dump truck. It's gonna be a nice one. It's gonna
It's
be
gonna be a
brand.
huge Brinks truck. They're gonna say, "Hey, Mr.
Back
Butland,
the
where do you
Brinks
want
truck.
this huge pile of money? Because
Yeah,
your YouTube is so good and you're so good, and here's this all this money that you're owed." And they're just gonna dump it on the front, and everyone in the chat is gonna be like, "Wow, really, you've changed." And you're like, "Yeah, I've changed into
yeah,
Cuccinelli outfits. That's what I've
yeah.
changed into."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna change, and it's not gonna be for the better. I can promise you. It's gonna be for the worse.
I don't plan on changing for the better. I'm sick of that. I've changed for the better my whole life. I want to change for the worse for once. I want to get money. I want people to say, I used to know you. I want to
Yeah,
get that text late at night at 1 a.m.
yeah.
I used to know you.
From me. It'll be from me though.
Yeah, right. And I'll text back, who is this? I have a new phone.
Yeah, new phone. New phone. Who's this? And then I'll be just sad on my own Tone Town, the outskirts of Tone Town by myself, little tumbleweed going by.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
me.
smoking cigars inside
Yeah.
on my
Uh,
Tone Town,
That's
screaming
right,
at my
man.
assistant, launching my ashtray at her. Laura! The key is too hot! Turn it down! Two stops, turn it down!
Oh man.
She's,
Okay. Yeah.
turning
Stop.
down the light.
Yeah,
That's
right.
better.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I just smashed my overhead mic.
That
Oh, man.
was that was that was too much for me. I almost threw up from laughing.
I just almost threw up, so just. Um,
Uh,
guys, we're coming up on an hour.
oh, we're past an hour, baby.
We're
We're at
past an
60.
hour.
Never heard of Kurt or Metallica. All right. So what should we plug? We got plugs. We need to flip this. We'll do plugs at the beginning next time.
Right.
For things,
Plugged at the
you know.
beginning. That Digitech video I did, I think not a lot of people got to the musical performance part because I'll post stuff from the musical performances. It's like, wow, this is great. I'm like, no, this is from the video that no one watched.
The video. You told me you watched it, you liar. You clearly didn't.
So if you get a chance, just check out some of the performances. I'm really proud of the arrangements that I put together for it, and weird time signatures, weird
Yeah.
pedals, and so I'm plugging it.
As you should be proud. Those are very well done. I enjoyed them. What was that time that you posted? Was it 9/8? Was that the time signature?
9/8.
Okay, I was counting it. I didn't trust myself enough. I was like, I think this is 9/8, but I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. Like,
you have an abacus when you.
Yeah, yeah. And my son's abacus. Yeah, here you go. Hey, is this 9/8, bud? What is this? Just looks at me.
Fine, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got it. We're good. Tone Town.
I'm on Tone Town. Oh, Tone Town should have its own time zone, by the way.
Yeah.
Tone Town time zone.
The Tone Town time zone. We're in it right now, baby. Where every hour has 65 minutes.
But it's a clock, and it's our hands. What's your time in Tone Town? That'd be a really cool. Okay, so maybe it's not us as the watch, but it's like David Lee Roth, like.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's his legs that are flipping around because he's a karate guy.
And on the hour, every hour, it's one of the the vocal ad libs from that like isolated track.
I don't mean to
yeah. I tell y'all about it. And the slide whistle for some reason. Can you imagine that session? Like, David, okay, yeah, vocals today. Hey, what's the slide whistle? Okay, he's in the booth, guys. Just roll. He's got the slide whistle.
Record.
Yeah, just record it. Eddie and Alex are just like, Michael Anthony is,
just like smoking
trying
cigarettes,
to hold it
shaking
down.
their head. TT standard time. Yeah, Tone Town standard time.
Yeah, TTST.
Dr. Roxo, yeah.
There you go. Man, we're at
I'm just a rock and roll clown.
It's amazing. Off the rails, Tone Town, baby. This is great.
We are off the rails.
Just wait till we have proper microphones and our own channel. We'll be losing those sponsored videos you hate so much faster than we can get them. Be sponsors.
Because that video we can sell out Tone Town. I'll do ad reads. You know what I mean? Because the Tone Town. It can live as like a literal shilling opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, which brings me to my final point. My plugs, which are brought to you by HelloFresh this week. If you're looking for a way to... my plugs are sponsored.
Athletic Greens. That to me is
Athletic Greens. Yeah. Hey, are you sick and tired of not being able to access your favorite Netflix shows? That's why you need NordVPN. From wherever you are. Tom's plugs brought to you by NordVPN. What do I have to plug? It's brought to you by Cologuard. Hey,
and I'm like,
I need it. Yeah. Here?
And if
really this?
And you're like, read it.
Yeah, read it. Like, but then you send it? No, I'm not. No, they're not going to do that. Shill to
right, it just feels like a Tone Town like shilling. Like I feel like it's on brand.
It is, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, it's gonna be a NASCAR race of a live stream podcast. It's gonna be just everything sponsored, everything.
And I guess like if anyone has the stomach to sponsor something like this,
they should. They'd be smart to. Just saying. Just saying.
Okay, your plug. Sorry, your plug, and then we're out of here.
Plugs. Go check out my Everything Mayor podcast. If you watch to the end of some of the more recent episodes, and you will be happy you did so. That's all I'm going to say. And coming up on Premier Guitar, a veritable hootenanny from Framus. This 12-string will be featured very soon. So that's all I got.
Guys, thanks so much for coming into Tone Town. As always, I'm your co-host, Super Danger.
And your other co-host, Tom Butwin.
And we'll see you guys next time out there on the internet. So long.